A very good morning to you, you crafty lot. Today we're going to be doing the wire wrap jewellery. It's me today, so I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes until quite a few of you are going to be joining us. I'm at the warehouse, so I have to run up and down the stairs probably about 5 times, so I was a bit out of breath, so I had to wait just a couple of minutes sort of to catch my breath. That's why I'm late. Really sorry. How is everybody? How are we doing at home? Has anybody managed to do any of the hair clips yesterday? I did finish mine and I made a second one to have a pair, and I was going to wear it today, and I put it in such a safe place yesterday. Yesterday morning when I finished it, so this morning when I was looking for it, when I was doing my hair, I couldn't find it where I put it, but hopefully I'll find it today and I can wear it on another Facebook Live. Judy's watching. Hi Judy. Very good morning to you all. Yeah, this is the 8th of April. I have to check the date now. I said to Sarah, we have to say the date of the start of the videos, because we but technically I just need to keep up like what day it is and what's the date, because I haven't got a clue. So I checked, it's the 8th of April, it's Wednesday morning. So good morning to you. Joey's watching, good morning. Kimmy's watching, good morning. Excuse my nails, I need to have my nails done, and my hands are so dry now with washing it all the time, and no matter what cream I put on there, they're just like really dry. So excuse my hands today. So I've got quite a few materials to show you, well, for quite a few necklaces first to show you, and then I'm going to go through the materials what you need, but pretty much you could use anything what you have at home. So I want to show this one first. This one's probably one of the first one I ever made. If I tilt this, sorry, excuse my hands, tilt this down a little bit, then you can probably see it a little bit more. So this is one of the first one I ever made. These are Amazonite chips. Oops, my phone is going. Hello, stay there. Sorry, a bit of a malfunction with this. If I tighten this up, will it stay? Oh, please stay. Hopefully it will stay now. So this is one of the first one I ever made. This is Amazonite chips, and the wire underneath it, I did it with 4mm wire, 0.4mm wire. And added some sort of closed rings to the end, but then when I was rethinking the project and doing it, I thought we don't really need the closed ring at the end, and actually at the 0.4 wire was a little bit too soft, so I wanted to do something a little bit thicker. And then I'm gonna change it to this one. This one, then I went up with the wire size, so I started to do the 0.6 wire, and as you can see, you can do that little bit of decoration just with the wire itself on the side, and you get a much tighter weave with the 0.6 wire. So this is again sort of just white stone chips and in a nice cord. But then I was thinking, well, let's try it with round beads. So I tried it with just 6mm pearls, again 0.6 wire, and I think it turned out really, really well. And then moved on to other stuff as well. So this is a little bit of a thicker cord, and I used size 8 seed beads. I think there's about 20 grams on this, so this is quite a long front piece there, and again just wrapped the ends on either end to have a little bit of decoration at the top, and that actually secures your wrapping as well. I love this one because something simple about seed beads, that they are really sort of even, they are quite a simple material, but when you wrap them around and you do different things with it, they look really, really great. Just to show you, I did one with smaller pearls. I really love this one as well. These are 3mm pearls, and I think there's a couple of strands on there. Again, did it with a 0.6 wire, but did it with a different color. And finally, I'm going to show you this one. Now, this one is setting pearls. So here I have 3 different sizes. So I started in the middle, I got 6mm, and I'm working my way down to 4mm here. Sort of just to give a little bit of a graduating effect. I really love this one as well. And I got quite a few, but I'm just going to show you one more. lastly but not leastly, this is one of my favorite with the crystals. So the crystals takes a couple of strand. I did it, this is like a rose goldy color stringing material, probably about 6 mil in size, and again done it with rose gold wire, and I just love the crystals, how they sparkle on there. Very simple technique, really easy to make it. Let me just see your lovely comments, because I can't comments on. There we go. So hi Joe, hi Kim, hi Paula, hi Michelle, hi Yvonne, hi Jen, hi Dorothy. It's so nice to see you, all of you here. So after the video, please do share this video with your friends, because the free PDF is only available. Hi Tracy. Oh, she's saying morning, evening, yes, because she's watching from the other side of the world, bless her. So please share this video with your friends, because the free PDF is only there today. And obviously tomorrow is going to be something different. So if you want to download the free PDF, you go on our website, you put in your basket, check out, and it will be emailed to you. And yeah, so to take an advantage of it, share the video with your crafty friends, crafty groups, or anybody who would like to make some. So I got a 0.6 wire here. Now this, we do quite a few different colors. These are the tarnish resistant, so they are color remain. They will keep their color for a long time, because sometimes what I find sort of frustrating when you make something up, and maybe 2-3 months down the line the color starts to fade. So these ones are a little bit more expensive. They're £2.50 a roll, but it's really worth the getting, because it will it will keep the color for a long time and preserve your jewelry as well. So I just open your wire. It doesn't matter really what sort of beads you're going to be using to wrap around. I got a 4x6 mils crystals here in a navy Montana blue, and I'm going to be adding it on one of my setting cords. So if you got a wire straightener, the wire straightener is got sort of a nylon jaw pliers. You can, I like to sort of just straighten my wire out a little bit. So I got, when I start wrapping it, it's going to be nice and neat. You need to add all your beads on there first, and I'm just going to show you a quick trick what to do. So you don't need to take your beads off the string first, because then you're going to be picking them up one by one and trying to string them on. So what I'll do, once I sort of straighten my wire a little bit, I undone, says that, and I lose the whole string. I undone the bottom of the string so the beads are freely to move off here. Then I turn my wire upside down. I hold this up so it hangs down. The weight of it is pulling it out, and I just insert it into the hole. And as you wiggle it around, you can see it's going down, and I can go through quite a lot of beads at the same time. This is just sort of makes life easier and makes your stringing quicker. So let me just put the string on. The other thing you can do, you can hold the end of the string there and just sort of pull your beads across, and then again you pull in quite a few at the same time, because we straightened that wire through. Anna saying good morning, these are fabulous. Good morning, Anna, and I promise you this is such an easy technique to do that anybody could do this. And you can use up, like even like, you know, you got a mix of beads at home you haven't used up, or mix your seed beads up, you could use it up. I probably wouldn't go down to size 11 because they're a bit tiny, but for this I would certainly use size 8s and size 6s. Don't forget the wire is 0.6 millimeters, so it needs to go through the bead. So let's try this again. I'm just wiggling my beads, and then on they go. Jay saying good morning, Jane. Carol saying good morning. Nat is saying good morning. Nat from Colchester. Nat is one of our, she came to quite a few of our workshops, I guess, here. Hopefully when we were back up and running, we can hold more workshops and bead clubs. Sometimes we do a whole day one. Sarah herself's been down to do quite a few of her beaded flowers. We did a lavender, we did orchids, we did a Christmas poinsettias. Hopefully when this is all over, we can be back up and meet again. But I think for time now, then that's why we're doing these Facebook Lives, because we just wanted to sort of give you inspiration every day to do something at home that you can create. So I just got a few more beads to take over. And then I'm going to start wrapping my jewellery. Now you can use any sort of thicker material to wrap around what you have at home. I love well, all sort of because with the ends, you glue the ends in the ends, so you could use anything sort of 6mm. So I got a couple of strands on there. Okay, dropped a couple of beads here, so let's put these on as well. A couple of strands worth of crystals in here. Now obviously the smaller crystals, the smaller beads you use, the longer you're going to need it. The larger you use, then one strand is probably going to take you further along. You can also do a pattern. You can add like in this necklace, I added a few seed beads before I started to do my larger beads, and as you can see, every single large 6mm bead I added a seed bead between, so it just sort of makes it a little bit more interesting pattern. But you could do whatever you like. There's another one here as well that's got the seed beads between as well, so you can make your own pattern. You can use, there is no right or wrong way here. So I'm going to be using one of these lovely setting cords. We added a bundle to the free download page. These are come in so many different sizes. They just sort of like an acrylic tubing material, and they wrap it around with this very lovely satin thread, and it really looks fantastic. So I think for a contrast, should I do it with a navy blue? No, you won't see it properly so much. So I'm gonna go for this lighter color, this sort of denim-y a diesel color. So if you're working with something like this, which is already cut to length, you really sort of, and you want your wrapping into the middle, there's a little trick you can do that then in the end you can come back and shift them over if you need to. If you're working with something which is comes in sort of meters and meters of length, like this one I started to make up for a bracelet, and you can afford to have a little bit of wastage either side, then you can start your wrapping and do your decoration wraps first, and then add your chips and do your decorations at the end, and then you can trim it to whatever size you need it to be. But here with this one, because we're not when you start you're not quite sure sort of where to start, all we're gonna do is I'm gonna hold my end down just like that, so my end is gonna hidden under my wraps, and I'm gonna wrap it around just probably, oh no, sorry, we're gonna have to come back to this. So I'm gonna need to leave a longer because I'm going to come back on this one. I'm not going to do all the decoration wraps, so we can move it around. So leave a longer tail, probably about just the foot or just under the foot, and just do a couple of wraps, sort of going down on your cord. I've done 3 here. I'm going to move my tail out of the way. The good thing about wire that it's very movable, and you can sort of shape it afterwards and do what sort of you want to do or what you need to do with it to very bendable. You can reshape it. So that's it. So once I got a couple of little loops on here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull all the beads up. Let me just do this tighter so it's not going to move. 1, 2, 3. That's it. So I'm going to pull all the beads up so they're not going to move up, because I want a nice and tight tension here. So sometimes what I do as well, I bend the end of my wire just like that, because I can unbend it later on, but that will stop the beads traveling back down. And all we need to do from this point is keeping quite a nice and tight tension. You're just going to still wrapping around, moving your, well, it's depending on what's more comfortable for you, because I like to sometimes wrap the cord itself, so turning the cord and letting all those beads. And at the same time, I got my thumb and index finger and I'm pushing the beads up so they're really nice and tight, and I only let them to travel back just sort of a millimeter and two where they need to be, so they can easily be, so less rigid, I guess that's the word I was looking for. So you're just going to keep wrapping this around. If you want, you can wrap if you don't want to turn the cord itself, you can sort of wrap around with the wire in your hand. It's really what's more what's easier for you, because each of us is like got different techniques, and each of us has a different like, you know, we prefer to hold the pliers in a different way, and what's more comfortable for you. So just keep wrapping around, and as you can see, in quite a few seconds you can sort of wrap around quite a lot. And then just keep going, just let them to slightly have a little gap. It's a really great way for beginners as well, because it's so easy to do. Again, I'm sure if Christopher was with me today, he would have wanted to have a go, bless him. He asked me after the Facebook Live yesterday, so what's the next one I can do, Mummy? It's great that he's interested in it. My daughter Lucy, she's not. She's only interested in if one of her friends come around and they want to do some beading. So I'm just at the end now, doing the last loops. Push this up a little bit. So but I didn't pull my beads up, so I got a bit of a gap there. So I'm just going to unwind it until I got that gap, push the beads down. And as I said, because you're working with wire, you can form it and reform it again and again. So I am just getting to the end now. Just the last little bit. Right, and I'm just going to wrap it around a couple of times here. I'm going to cut my end. So again, leaving about a foot tail here, and just pop this wire down so I don't get tangled in it. So as you can see, we added our, we wrapped it around our cord, but it's not in the middle. So if the necklace is already made, you can't afford to lose that sort of couple of inches at the end. So what you can do is to unreel the end you just finished and simply just pull this up about an inch and move it along and wrap it a couple of times securely there, and very easily we can just manipulate our loops and move it up just like that, move it along. Again, I'm going to unwrap the other side a little bit and just move it in right into the middle, so you're not losing any of your lovely cord. Right, let's see. Yep, that's probably pretty much in the middle. Just even this out a little bit. So when you're finished and you're happy and your cord is in the middle, take your end and just wrap it around here quite a few times. So you add those little decoration loops to the top as even as you can do it. And just keep going around. I probably just use up all the wire, the tail I have there, until I get to the end. So probably I have maybe about 15, 16, maybe 17 loops here. So I've wrapped it right around. Now, as you can see, we got that little end sticking out, which we don't want. So on the last one, I'm gonna cross over and sort of push it down between number 1 and number 2 of the loops. I'm gonna take a chain nose or flat nose pliers, and very easily I'm just gonna push down on the end, sort of work it into the coil itself. So when you wear it, you don't get that scratchy feeling at all. So that just sort of give you a nice professional finish there with your end. And then you're gonna do the same on the other side. So again, I'm just gonna keep turning this around until I wrap this end of the wire. I mean, if it's not like on one side you got 17 loops, on the other side you got 15, it's not really gonna make much of a difference because it's quite an organic look. So as long as it's not too much more. So again, I just looped it up. I'm gonna tuck this end in as well, so I've got a nice and secure finish there, just like that with my pliers. So again, it's between loop 1 and 2. Let me just see your lovely comments, and then I'll show you how to do the ends. So oh gosh, there's quite a few of them. So Tracy said morning, evening. Angela said good morning. Few just made it. Kristen saying good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Karen. Margaret Morrison. Wow, that's a great tip, thanks. Marian saying good morning. Natasha saying good morning. Looking forward to the workshops too again, Kitty. Yes, me too as well. It's just so nice. We always have a real lovely day and a laugh. Paula saying good morning. Doris, good morning from North Wales. Dorothy saying love this. Marie, sorry. I always say Mary and her name is Marie. I always read it out wrong, so I'm really, really sorry. She's saying morning, Kitty. This looks gorgeous. Tracy, he would love this. So easy and effective, I know. But unfortunately, we are work today, so we're on and off every single day. So this week I'm in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, and next week will be Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, just to sort of be split into 2 teams to minimize anybody getting anything here at work. So we don't really have a weekend off, but this way we sort of I suppose a little bit more difficult working sort of on and off, because I'm still working when I'm home, but just like, you know, safety first, I guess. Angela's saying it looks a lot more complicated. It is, yes, it is. So it does look really complicated, but it's really, really easy. Maria saying hello from Malta. Oh, Malta, how's the weather in Malta? Dorothy saying setting cords are beautiful. Oh, thank you. I really do love them. And Joe saying looks lovely. So the weather has been gorgeous. We actually had a few, we sort of fortunate enough to live probably about a couple of 100 yards from the beach, and been going out every evening, and I have to say the beach has been empty, and it's just been great to sort of have a big long walk. So after dinner, usually we go out and have one. So once you finished your wrapping in any sort of crystals or pearls or seed beads you want to do, you got the ends to deal with. We got a couple of little different things. So if you're going for one of the cord packs, because these cords come in 2 different sizes. So this is the thinner one, which is about 6 mil, and we got a thicker one, which is about 9 mil. So this one is on the thicker cord, just to give you a comparison. This one is on the thicker cord, the seed bead one, and these ones are on the thinner cord, the thinner setting cord. So just sort of you can see for sizes. I use the thinner one this time, but it's available in a thicker one as well. So we got a couple of packs on the page if you are interested. They already come with the ends, but then I'll show you, we got some bead caps with loops, how to make your own ends. So in the packs where they come as a pair, I always like to put them on, glue them on when in the closed position, because obviously you don't want, once you close it, you don't want the lobster clasp to sort of turn and not work correctly. So I always make sure when I glue my ends on, they are always sort of prepared on both ends, and I got the clasp connected in the middle, and all you would do is add a tiny little of glue inside here and basically just push it onto your end on one end. I would probably wait a little bit until that's dry and then push it into the other end. I haven't got any glue on it here at the moment because just wanted to show you. So that's how easy it is to make the end of your necklace. If you wanted, you could trim this setting cords a little bit if you needed to a little bit shorter size. What I would say, as they band the second thread on itself, before you cut it, just add a tiny little dash of glue there to secure those threads down where you're going to be cutting, because you don't want it to unravel all the way. So that's that. If you want to make your own ends, because they come in so many different lovely colors, so we got rose gold, we got silver, we got rhodium, we got gunmetal black, we got gold, and we got champagne gold. So if I hold it up, we got sort of 6 different colors, which then of course comes with their own. I'm gonna make a rose gold pair up because I just like rose gold. So it comes with the same findings. You can get them on the website as well. So you're gonna need 6mm jump rings, and you're gonna need lobster clasp. And very easily, I'll always put them together first and then add them to the necklaces. So just get a couple of jump rings and a lobster clasp. Now, I'm sure you've seen it this many times done, but sort of just want to go through to opening and closing a jump ring. The little cut is right at the top. I'm going to hold it with 2 pairs of pliers. I'm trying to support it as much as I can. So I'm not holding with a tip because that would make a little bend in the wire. And I'm going to twist one towards me and the other one away. I'm going to add one of these ends on. I think I got 2. Yeah, that's 2. I had a champagne and a rose gold next to each other. So I'm going to add my end on, and then I'm going to, same way, I'm going to close it back in. So when I'm closing it back in, I'm going to go past the midway just a tiny bit, and they will spring shut. So if you feel the 2 ends rubbing together a little bit when you're closing the jump ring, that's when you know that the jump ring is totally closed. And then I'm going to take another one, open this one up as well. Now this time I'm going to add the end. Yes, that's the same color. And I'm going to add the lobster claw clasp at the same time as well. And I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to make sure it's completely shut. Then I would open up my lobster clasp and lock it into the other side. Just like so. So I got a little set exactly the same what we got pre-made up in the kit, but you can make your own, and then you can go ahead and again I would glue one side and then wait until that dries a bit and glue the other side. Now there's a little bit of a trick to do. So this one is probably about 1 millimeter bigger than my cord, but never mind. What you can do is take a piece of thread, any piece of thread you have around. I haven't got anything to hand here. I've got this bit of cord. So what I would do, I would wrap a piece of thread around just at the end, just like that, a few times, sort of fill that gap up between my thread and the clasp itself. And if you have enough, if you put enough on there, then when you put the end cap on there, it just fills the gap inside it, so it's more centered around it. And even though if you got a little gap, it's not going to be visible because it's going to be nice and centered, and it will be easier to have it on there as well. So without it, if I put it on, you might end up with no gap on one side at all and a great big one at the bottom, and then it's going to be visible. So that's a little tip for you. But really and truly, there is nothing really else to it. That's how easy it is to make a necklace up. You only need a few materials. If you've got beads at home but you haven't used, mix them up. Do different patterns, whatever you like. Let me just go back to Maria saying, very sunny today, stay safe, love this necklace. Oh, it's really sunny here as well. Really, I'm loving the weather, that it's a little bit better. than it has been in the last few weeks. So please share the video with your friends, and so they can go and download the free PDF as well. Don't forget, you can use many different materials, whatever thicker cord you have at home. Again, filling up your cords, you can use many different things, from seed beads to pearls, smaller pearls, even larger glass beads. You can add a little spacer bead between it properly. You can see it better on this one. Add a little spacer bead between it. And my favorites are the semi-precious stone chips. And again, stone chips are quite expensive, so you get an 80cm strand for anything from £4 to sort of the most expensive one, I think, is £6.50. It just gives a really natural feel to it. I really love these ones. Now, these ones you can make a necklace, or I got sort of a matching bracelet here as well. But have a little play with it. If you got like really small chips, like I just bought this one up. These are quite small tourmaline ones. You could even do sort of a little loop earring and do it on the bottom of it. And attach it other way around. Obviously we're gonna make it really small, but there is a lot you can do. You can do sort of home decor with it. I mean, if you had if you wanted a curtain tie back, how gorgeous it would look like, something like that, or even a crystal version. A really easy make for your home as well. So there's a lot of applications for it. Very easy technique, so please have a go. Once you have a go and made something, do share your pictures with us. We got a couple of we got a few groups on the Totally Beads Facebook page. One of them is Totally Handmade by Totally Beads. I know a lot of you's already in there, and just share your pictures. It's so nice to see, because like some of you taking it even further and doing even more fantastic things with it, and I'm just so glad we can give you the inspiration. So that's it for me today. Check out the website. We got a couple of bargains on there for you as well. Orders still going out as usual. Make your necklace up, share the video, and you know, it's just nice to sort of comment on each of the things, and still we are isolated, but we still feel we are together, because I love this interaction with you as well, because you can sort of text in and say, and I can, Lynn just saying, hello Kitty, hope you are family okay. Yes, we are absolutely fine. Kids actually being pretty good. I thought by week 2 I'm gonna be pulling my hair out with them, but they have been really good. And well, Christopher, for Christmas he's got a computer, because that's what all he wanted. So he's playing online with his friends and doing loads of different things, and they're doing a virtual egg hunt, which I never heard of it, but yeah, so he's doing that, and then we're going on our walks and doing bits and pieces around the house. And Lucy's all right as well, so they've been pretty good. And touch wood, actually, let's quickly just touch wood. They've been pretty good, and I love when I'm working from home, we always try to do a little craft a bit. Doris is saying, Kitty just finished 3 candle holders, look lovely. Oh, Doris, do put a picture on there, because candle holders will be tomorrow Facebook Live. So I'm going to do a Christmas colour. I made some of them last year to give them as presents for or my cousins and some of my friends, and I forgot about one friend and I'll give him my own one away. So I'm gonna make one of that on the video tomorrow, and they're ever so easy to make and reusable. So that will be tomorrow. On Friday it was supposed to be Sarah, but she's got shows at Crit and Craft now, so it's gonna be me. She's got the samples for what she was gonna do, so I think I'm gonna change it. If you got any preference what you want me to do on Friday, do text, email, or message us in, because we are pretty flexible to do whatever you would like us to show you. So just let us know, or if you, is there a technique what you've been struggling with, we can sort of go through it and help you with it. So that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.